Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing the Kia Sportage X-Pro. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Jerry Signer Kia here in Salt Lake for giving me some time with this Sportage. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 23 around town and then 30 on the highway, with power outputs being 187 horsepower and then 178 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you need some more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, taking a look at the hood, this is finished in the wolf gray, I think is what the color is called. Really cool looking. I like how the Kia badge is all blacked out. And then got a spunky headlight design with the Sportage. Blacked out grille, you can see we've got fog lights there at the very bottom. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty cool looking car. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 235 by 65 by 17 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels all blacked out, you got the all-terrain tires. And this is cool, the fender flare, and you can see the rest of the trim there. And then I like that, the blacked out trim. And then we've got this two-tone design where the roof is blacked out as well. And taking a look at the key fob here, we've got our lock and unlock function. We got the opening for the hatch, remote start there on the back, and pop it open. Now taking a look at the cargo area here, we've got quite a bit of space in the rear, and got a little spare tire underneath as well. We also have a little 12-volt here. We've got these tabs to throw down these seats, but yeah, when you're all done, just press this and it will lower the hatch right back down. And finishing things up with the rest of the rear. Again, pretty cool look with the taillight design, the two-tone look here in the back. And popping into the back, you can see soft touch down below. A little bit of storage there. And this is pretty cool with the seats. I like the trim. I'll quickly slide in. Got pretty solid little storage area here. And then you guys can see with the vents there, and then headroom back here is actually pretty good. And then popping up front, again we've got soft touch here and down below. It's all blacked out, so it's not popping out too much. All of our window controls here. We've got our mirror adjustments, memory seat function, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, and then here's the front seat. Got all of our power adjustments there on the side, soft touch here on the dash, and then you can see with the stability control, parking brake, all of that. Now here's a quick look at the steering wheel. You guys can see we've got soft touch all around. We've got a bunch of practical controls here, including our adaptive cruise control, lane centering, voice command, volume controls as well. We also have our traditional stocks here in the back. And then we've got this full digital gauge cluster here in the center, which we can use to scroll through and see different bits of information on systems in the car. And then we also have the drive mode select. Doesn't really do much with the drive mode in terms of, it obviously changes how the car drives, but like the screen animation doesn't change much. Now we do have a 360 camera system in reverse, and we got this cool exterior shot as well. Good resolution with the camera system overall. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, quick response time, easy enough to use. And again, it's all one unit. Got nice soft touch trim all across the dash, and this is cool with the vent down below. It's an interesting shape. We've got our dual zone climate controls here that also turn into the radio controls. So yeah, interesting little setup there. And then we've got a little charging area, shifter here for the 8-speed, heated and cooled seats, heated steering wheel as well. And then down below here we've got our center locking differential, hill descent control, auto hold, auto stop starts for the camera, and drive mode select all built in. This is cool here. And then the center console's got good storage. Nice trim here on the top. You can see with the rear view mirror, and then we got a panoramic sunroof. Now taking a look at the window sticker, you guys can see 2025 Sportage X-Pro Prestige. Total MSRP is $40,035, and oh, let's see how it drives. Sportage X-Pro. Let us set off. Cooled seat also. Let's do that. This is an interesting car. I feel like over the last few years, every single automaker's gotten into the off-road segment. We'll put that in quotations. We have a bunch of fake off-roaders, or TFL calls them soft rotors. I think that's probably a good way to describe them, because I mean, this vehicle could handle a dirt trail, but much more than that. And yeah, I don't know. You got independent suspension, so not a lot of articulation. Don't have a lot of ground clearance with these. And it seems like IFS cars anyways, like if you have a car with 10 inches of ground clearance and it has independent suspension, you have one that has solid axles, the independent suspension cars always seem to bottom out sooner, even if the ground clearance numbers are the same. It's really weird. Like a good example is my wife and I used to own a Land Rover Defender, and now we've got an Ineos Grenadier. The Defender had over 11 inches of ground clearance, and the Grenadier has like 10.4. I have never once bottomed out in the Grenadier, same trails as I went on the Defender, and the Defender all the time, it's like, not all the time, but you hit stuff. It's weird. So anyways, smooth power delivery. 8-speed auto is great. And I love this interior. I think this is the thing that Kia does really well, is their interiors feel fancy, especially when you compare it to a Toyota. Toyota's interiors are just boring, and they don't even feel all that well built anymore. Whereas this feels pretty top-notch, pretty snazzy. It's got a lot of features too, which helps, like turn signal camera, for example, which is another nice thing. And I mean, a lot of the touch points, not all of them, but a lot of the touch points are soft touch, so I think that adds to the premium feel, premium experience in this. Premium for a Kia, right? Oof. Yeah, it's a 4-cylinder. So yeah, not a lot of low-end torque, not a lot of low-end power. It's not the worst on the planet, but it is lacking a little bit. Suspension's good though. Over bumps. Handles them well. So, some things up here with the X-Pro. I still think this is a cool car. I wouldn't get this car with the intention of going up and beating Jeeps in Moab, because that's not going to happen. But if you don't want to go down dirt roads every so often, this is going to be able to do it. And you know, if you just want something that you can drive in all 4 seasons very comfortably, you don't have to change tires. That's another nice thing. You know, tires like this, didn't look at the rating, but even tires that don't have the 3-peak rating, they still will do better in snow, in my experience, than even like all seasons, for example. Seems like they just handle stuff a little bit better overall. So yeah, I just think it's a cool, setup. I think they've done a pretty solid job with this. So let me know what you guys think about the Kia Sportage X-Pro Prestige. But I think value-wise, pretty solid, and you know, with all the equipment and everything they have, I don't know. I think that it was done well, and it's a little bit more affordable than the Toyota counterpart, which also helps out.